Where's my hat? I'm not wearing it. It's right here. I just got a haircut and I don't want to get all the little, hairs all over, but my head feels kind of weird right now, not wearing a hat in the truck. But I am literally just left the barber. Let's position the microphone in a better spot because it's kind of in the way of my seatbelt. Seatbelt for safety, right? But yeah, and I'm not worried about being all symmetrical with it right now because my seatbelt does go straight across the body. But that is a cool thing about these DJI microphones. For one, it's got that magnet on there. Hey, good afternoon, Dusty. Thank you very much. Yeah, every 2 weeks. So today was the day that I needed to get a haircut. And using an older cell phone right now for the DriveStream, I probably need to do some setting changes on here. Hey, George, what's going on, bro? How you doing? All right. Yes, A10V10, roger that. Outstanding. Very happy to hear that. So for those of you that are wondering, Cool Cat and I have come up with some nomenclature with respect to alpha, meaning audio, is a 10, meaning we've got good audio, and video, V for video, is a 10 high quality, versus you've seen my drop off because I live in an area that just has poor cell phone reception. And so when I get home, hey Tara, how you doing? Thanks for joining or listening in as well. Let's see here. Tara and I are headed to the beach, but good to see you. Let's see here, this fine morning in Hawaii. That's right, afternoon for you. What time is it there in Hawaii? You guys are what, 10 hours? You're not quite 12, maybe 8 hours ahead, yes? But yeah, I'm over here at Little Creek Joint. Just left Little Creek Barbershop because I still get my haircut by my military barbers, right? JC Lion USA, thanks for joining as well. 11 o'clock, so, it's only 5 hours of a difference. Does Hawaii celebrate daylight savings time? You know, because we are on daylight savings time. We're not in daylight savings time. Daylight savings is in the spring when it turns on, so to speak. But yeah, I prefer to go to the military barbers. Number one reason is because it's only $11. And then you add tip, whatever you feel is appropriate, versus going out in town, $30 for this due. Right? And so, yeah, it doesn't need to be. I don't need a $30 haircut. I don't look that good. And there's not even a lot of hair to cut. I mean, it took the dude 6 minutes to cut my hair. Give me the tin. Yeah, right? Oh my God, I would love to go to a military bar where I cut my own hair, but that would be much better. If you've got the skill to cut your own hair, good on you. I do not. I don't even want to try. But yeah, I like it short. When it starts to get a little bushy in the back or by the neck, I don't like it. And part of that, I think, as funny as it sounds, I feel like that's part of the reason why I've gotten a lot of drone flying gigs. I carry myself out like a professional. I look like a professional. I sound like one. I operate my drone business like a professional. It's a business, even though it's very small. I've made it. I think I've made more so far this year than I did last year, actually. And it's not to say that that's a lot, but I've got at least one drone gig a month so far, up until March. So that's a good thing, I think. I'm enjoying the hobby, which has turned into a little side business. I don't fly FPV as much because I'm just busy. I just gotten too busy, and that's okay. So in the title slide, DriveStream, of course, but I talk about progression. Right? Crawl, walk, run. Crawl, walk, run. What are we talking about here? Well, drone flying, indoor skydiving, anything that we do is what we're getting at, right? We don't go right into flying head down, do we, George? Or sit flying, do we, George? Skydiving squid, right? We always start out on the net. When drone flying, we always start out on the ground, and we start out in normal mode with the training wheels on. And as we progress our skill and as we get more comfortable performing said skill, then we either turn the wind speed up, you know, add a little bit, take the training wheels off, or make them a little higher so that they're still there, but they're higher so that you don't have to quite lean on them. Eventually you find your balance in the wind tunnel. Eventually you find your balance with the drone. And what's funny is that as a result of me getting into drone flying, that's helped me greatly with my head down flying, because I was so, if you will, I was extremely stiff when I fly. I couldn't relax, and I would tell Ray, my chief flight instructor, who was trying to get me off the net, you know, get me floating and on my own, that I'm so stiff. I'm like a rock, you know, and I'm relaxed. That's just how my body is. But there's tension that's built in, you know, even though I don't think it, there's a little bit of a subconscious, you know, me being tense. And that existed when I first started to drone fly as well. Particularly, I started flying with the DJI FPV drone, and I remember holding the sticks and just gripping the controller so tight and hard, you know. So let's see here. Good looks, sir. Cut my own hair with clippers. Takes me a few minutes every time. You know what? You're saving time. You're saving gas and getting to the barber. You know, the time between now and then. And yeah, like I said, if you could do it yourself, great. I wish my wife would try to cut my hair, but she's tried. I think she tried it once. Once. It's a process. Baby steps. Having fun is the most important thing, and of course, safety third. Yes. Indeed, you know, it's one of those things. You start out slow. You start out on the net. And so in indoor skydiving, you start out on the net, be it belly flying, back flying, laying on your back and doing left turn, right turn, forward, backward, up, down slide, left slide, right. Okay? Or sit flying, you start out on the net again. It's not like, all right, you go from your back fly into the sitting position, like you're sitting in a chair like this, flying. You know, it's progression. You start out on the net, learning the position while you're on the net. I mean, babies, did they come out of the womb running? No, they started out on their belly, crawling, right? I'm doing very well, Gen C35. Thanks for joining as well. Appreciate you hanging out with me this beautiful Sunday. It is Sunday? Saturday? Is it Saturday? What's today, guys? I think it's Sunday, right? It's a 3-day weekend for us, and I don't think I'm going into work tomorrow. I'll either be shooting drone video for personal use, because I've got a video, I've got this long list of videos that I want to, oh wow, Anchor Alley's truck is there. I wonder if that's where she lives. That's cool. So Anchor Alley's is a super cool restaurant, and Alley, if you're there, you know, hello, thanks for hanging out if you are. Sunday, thank you very much, Dusty. But yeah, Anchor Alley's, really good milkshakes there. I remember when she first had the idea back in like 2003 or 4. I actually met with them for financial planning stuff years ago with her husband then, and it was he and I were in the same team together, and so that's how we knew each other. And he's like, "Yeah, Jason, I want to do some financial planning stuff." Ooh. Fuel empty or fuel level low, 50 miles to empty. Not too bad for, you know, for a F-150. I think I filled it up maybe 2 weeks ago, 600 miles. 600 miles ago. Let's say 550 miles ago, you know. So, but yeah. Crawl, walk, run in anything and everything we do. Just like, you know, YouTube tubing, right? If somebody did a look back video that I saw recently on YouTube of their very first video. And my very first video is actually still on the line on the YouTube. And I've not looked at it yet, but I will, you know, when I'm a big guy, when I'm a star, right? But if you have your first video from a, what did they call it? Posterity's perspective, or for posterity's sake, all right? Look at where you were then compared to where you are now. You know, granted, I'm taking a step backwards with this particular live stream in that I'm using an old cell phone to live stream. So the video quality is clearly not as good. It's constantly changing, and it's probably a setting that I need to do with respect to not making it auto, you know. So, yep, I'm just headed on home. Genc35, thanks for sharing that video link. I'll take a look at it later on when I get home. Appreciate you posting that. In fact, if anybody's got a new video that they would like to post and share, go ahead, put it in the chat. I don't mind it at all. Promote your video, promote your channel. That's how we grow, for one. In fact, I know some other channels, they like to promote each other as opposed to self-promoting. You know, you don't put your own link up there. You post other people's links and they'll post yours back, and that's great. That's a way, right? Hey, Miss Savvy, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. Good afternoon to you too, Miss Chicago. She is one of the best YouTube singers, karaoke singers that I have heard. So everybody that's here, go take a look at Miss Savvy's live stream when she sings and tell her, hey, Jason said that you're the best. Put you on the spot, right? So yeah, crawl, walk, run. You know, I mean, I'll eventually sing a song on the YouTube for you guys at some point, you know, and join those karaoke style live streams, because Filipino, we love to sing, right? Regardless of how poorly we sing. In my own brain, I know I sing poorly, right? But that's okay, because we love it for the love of the song, for the love of singing. You know, at least that's why I sing, because I enjoy it. I know I'm also, you know, tone deaf, so to speak. All right. So let's see here. But yeah, I am headed back home right now. I'll be home in probably another 10 minutes or so. Looks like you have a nice weather right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's nice. It's 47 degrees outside, so it's beautiful out. The sun is shining. At least the truck says it's 47 degrees. It does feel like 47. I mean, I was walking around with a t-shirt on. I mean, I've got my flannel here with me also, and my jacket and my cowboy hat. I'm just not wearing it all because I don't like wearing that stuff and then taking it off in the barbershop and then putting it all back on with hair, you know, and next you know, all that hair. I mean, I shake it all off anyway, but you know, the little tiny feather hairs, they feathers, like I'm a duck or something. I basically just don't like it getting on my clothing as much as possible. Yes, we do love singing, although not a singer. I think you're a singer. If you sing, you're a singer, right? So, heck yeah, musician, right? But yeah, it's progression. That's what I'm talking about right now for the next at least 10 minutes until I get home. We crawl, we walk, we run. We didn't start out running, we crawled first, then we eventually found balance and stood. Eventually, that baby, we took our first steps and started walking. And at some point, that walking just turned into fast walking, into, you know, fast walking, which is effectively catching yourself so you don't fall, into running, right? And that applies to any skill, any new skill that we're learning. You know, go slow. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It will come with time, looking and being efficient with the movements that you perform, be it drone flying or indoor skydiving or swimming, right? Or singing or karaokeing, right? I know I really want to, I would need to get a soundboard. So for those of you that are on here, that are my karaoke live streamers, do me a favor, post me a link in the chat, in the comments, after when the comments should be alive, or you should be able to put a comment. It's easier for me to go back into the comments versus the live stream chat. But put in the comment a link, or at least the soundboard that you use for doing karaoke live stream, because I do want to look into it. I just haven't had the time to research it enough, you know. So let's see, Miss Savvy. Wow, you're blowing up the chat. Thank you so much for all of that. For one. Oh, thank you so much, host Jason. You're very welcome. Looks like you have a nice weather there. We do love music. Oh, that's nice, she says. Rainin' Game 707. Good afternoon to you as well. It's always just for fun, and because it makes us happy. I think that's why we do it, because it makes us happy. I mean, I've found a lot of joy in talking to you, YouTube. I really enjoy it, just sharing the little bit of knowledge that I have. Plus, it's helping me stay awake because I am super sleepy right now. I am in the trough, as they say. I think around 5 or 6 o'clock is when I go into the recovery period of my day. And that's when the ideas start to flow and the creativeness comes out. But the beginning part of my day, it's divided up into 3 sections: peak, trough, recovery. Right, where I am at my peak in the mornings. That's when I do math. Around 2 o'clock, 2:30 is when I'm just like getting really sleepy, where that's not a good time for me to do detailed functioning, perform detailed functions like math, or be doing payroll, right? But it's more for the mundane tasks, like responding to all the YouTube comments, or that's when I want to take a nap. That's a good time to probably exercise also, where all I got to do is pick stuff up and put it down. It's or even play video games, right? Do something physical. I mean, before I get on my computer, what I like to do is I like to do a set of push-ups or pull-ups, of course, as well. And I remember, let's see here, the rule in our house with video games was that every time you died in whatever game you're playing, you do push-ups, be it 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups. It initially started out with 10, then 7 was 15 and 20, and of course, because I'm man, I do 50 push-ups every time I die. But yeah, Mimi Bear, thank you for joining and hanging out as well. I have a newborn, so I'm always sleepy no matter the time. Yeah, no kidding. And congratulations on having a newborn. That's awesome to hear. Right on. Congratulations. One of my one of my friends has a newborn, not quite newborn, couple days old, months old already, and many people love to give advices on how to raise their child, and the only advice that I would give was nod your head to anybody that gives you advice, because it's take it or leave it, right? It's take it or leave it, and that's the best advice that I can give, because how one raises their child is how one raises their child, and raising, crawl, walk, run, right? You're effectively training a person how to be a person. And do you want that person to be a contributing member to society and the community, or a burden, right? And so raise them to however you want to raise them, but it's effectively training, and it's effort. It's lots of crawl, walk, run, lots of progression, and progression, learning how to be a parent is not a parent. See what I did there? But it comes from, I believe, inside, what you feel is in the best interest of you raising your child. So congratulations to you, Raiden Games 707. Well done. You're very welcome. Here is the link of Amazon, the sound card. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Yeah, put it in the comments for the videos. The chat is just hard to filter through later on. But if you did, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm at a red light so I can actually take a look and see. Here is a link of Amazon, the sound card most Filipinos use for karaoke streaming. This is the only one kind or brand, but most Filipinos, this is what uses. Excellent. Yes. No, thank you very much. And who knows, maybe we'll get George singing with his beautiful wife, Tara, who is also an indoor skydiver. Yes, Tara, George, if you guys are still listening in, we'll hear you guys do some karaoke with us someday. But yeah, I'm gonna get home. I'm probably gonna eat a snack because it's 4:30. I had a late lunch. I got up super early, ate a small breakfast, and I always eat a small breakfast, but I eat something. Breakfast this morning was a slice of ham cold cuts, a handful of mixed nuts from like Sam's Club. I just grab a handful, eat that, and and orange, and that was breakfast. You know, paleo breakfast, if you will. You know, Mimi Bear, thank you for hanging out and that gigantic comment. I can't read all of it, but I get the gist of what you're putting out there. So thank you very much. Supporting each other and taking care of each other. Yes. So that's what it's all about, which is why you all have the blue wrench, a jacket, the ability to click on each other's links to subscribe and support each other, because it's easier to do it that way versus copy pasting, because sometimes the copy paste of a username doesn't always go to that person's YouTube channel, you know, as we grow. I know, George, you put a lot of stuff out recently. Well, you've put stuff out for indoor skydiving, for your experience with me and instructor Brian in the wind tunnel, learning how to sit fly in your progression and such. But sound card brand is my, oh no, let's try to drop the link, host. Yes, no, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll take a look at it. You know, I've heard that brand name sounds familiar. Yamaha sounds like another brand that I've seen, because I asked another group which one they use, and they said Yamaha. Yamaha, yeah, Yamaha, and such. But yeah, I eventually want to start doing that, because, and I hear a lot of really good songs, and they seem like popular songs. Of course, you know, is there, you know, I know they say, yeah, no copyright infringement intended, but regardless of copyright infringement not being intended, I guess if it's licensed music, and are we paying royalties if we're monetized? I am not yet monetized, so I don't think it matters, but I can still get copyright strikes. And I think if 3, they shut your channel down. I just know that the music that I utilize in my videos is from Epidemic Sound, which I have a link to promote for if that's something that y'all are interested in as well. It's an annual subscription that I utilize with them for both sound and sound effects. And so, okay, thank you very much. All right, I'll take a look at that video later on as well, Savvy. Thank you. You know, but yeah, and who knows, as I enjoy, you know, karaokeing, right, I may start to improve my sound design setup. I mean, my video editing setup has progressed, and I'm thinking about getting one of those gamer desks so I could raise it up and down at the push of a button. Right now I have to crank my desk. It's not even a desk, it's actually a workbench that I use as a desk, because it has the ability to crank the tabletop up and down. And I could probably just install a motor onto it, you know. That would be a fun project to show how I do. Because it's just servos, you know, crank it up, crank it down at the push of a button or a switch, right? Ins and outs, inputs, outputs, IOs, ones and zeros. But yeah, crawl, walk, run is the idea, you know. We can't expect ourselves to be expert drone flyers, you know, expert singers. If anything, that's the goal. That's, you know, we strive for that, so that we have a goal to get there. And eventually that will just come with time. The more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, the more I drive stream, the better I'll be at it. You know, maybe I will not use this old cell phone as the camera for live streaming, and do a different thing for live streaming. Because I'm not using my normal cell phone, which you've seen better video quality on before, because I just wanted to be able to accept a telephone call if I needed to. I realized that I can't accept phone calls when I'm drive streaming on my phone, because the function is locked out. Texting, I can text. But I am home now, folks, so my cellular phone signal is going to go out. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and start to say my goodbyes, because as I get closer to the house, it's just going to cut off. So thank you all so much for joining and hanging out, participating in the chat. Thank you for the feedback and the information. And I might live stream tomorrow my everyday carry backpack. There's a lot of holes on it. that it needs to get repaired. If that's something that you guys are interested in watching me do, it'll be a really long one because I need to take it all apart and such. But I think I kind of want to show you what's in my drone bag and how I go about fixing it. So until then, everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you tomorrow at some point, I think. All right, goodbye, YouTube. All right. Are you